Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is very exciting. This may or may not be, if everything goes according to plan, it will be the video where I actually finish one of my monthly TBRs. I have 2 books left on this month's TBR, as in my October TBR, and I've just started the 5th one out of 6, and this should be the video where I read these 2 books that completes my TBR. So those 2 books are Bewitched and Bride. The book that I've started is Bewitched by Laura Thalassa, which is the first book in the Bewitched duology. I believe it's just a duology, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm currently 89 pages into this one, and this follows a girl called Celine who is a witch who is trying to get into this coven. One of her friends is in it, but there are like specific requirements to get into this coven, so she goes on a trip to try and complete the final 2 things that she needs to get into this coven. Things go awry. She meets this ancient man who thinks that she is his wife, but also thinks that she cursed him, so she's confused. She also has this problem where when she uses magic, her memories decay. Like every time she uses magic she loses another memory, and she has lost a lot of memories. So at this point in time we don't know whether this ancient being is misremembering or thinks she's someone she's not, or if Celine herself has forgot this man. So yeah, the narrator's kind of unreliable because she doesn't remember things very well. But so far, first of all, the words, like the font size is huge, so it's very fast to read. Also it's like an urban fantasy because they're witches, but they are in a modern world and the language they're using is very modern. So yeah, it's very easy to read. I really don't have many thoughts right now because I'm only, like I said, 89 pages in, and this book is like almost 450 pages, so yeah, not too much has happened so far, but so far so good. I'll update you when I have more thoughts. But yeah, in terms of the other book that we're going to be reading in this video, it is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which I'm pretty sure probably everyone knows about this book by now, but this is a romance between a vampire and a werewolf, so it's like a paranormal romance. I'm pretty sure it's a marriage to like ally the vampires and the werewolves, so marriage of convenience. Pretty sure it's an enemies to lovers, but yeah, I've heard good things about this one. I'm just concerned, like, because I love paranormal stuff, but I'm concerned that it's Ali Hazelwood's first paranormal romance, and I just don't know, I'm scared I won't like it, but we'll find out in this video because these are the 2 books I am reading and I will complete my October TBR, which is crazy. I'm pretty sure the camera's wonky, but I am here to give an update on Bewitched. So I'm on page 331, which is like in the middle of chapter 34, so I have about 100 pages left, just over 100 pages. I am so conflicted, I really don't know how to feel. So there are some parts of this book that I really enjoy, and there are some parts that I really don't. So in this world there are witches. Hold on, the camera is wonky and it's annoying me. Okay, so in this world there are witches, and the place that this is set in is like a witches' coven, and basically everyone who lives there are witches, other than on the other side of this like invisible magical ward are where werewolves live, or lycanthropes as they're called in this, but they're werewolves. And I really like the werewolf aspect. and there was a potential love interest, or there is a potential love interest in this that is a werewolf. However, the main male character is Memnon, who is like this ancient magical person. And now I'm enjoying Memnon and I think he's kind of cool, but in the beginning and like for like the majority of the book so far, he's really scared me. Like, he's been like stalking Celine and like letting himself into her house whenever he wants and just like kissing her because he thinks that she's his wife, and it's just creeping me out a bit, or like it was creeping me out for the entire book. And Celine has never like outright said to him, although I guess she has now, but she never at any point said like that she wants it, but he's just been like forcing himself on her a lot, and I don't like that. And I don't know if it's just me, but it's just kind of weird. Like, when I first heard about him and that he's like really old and really powerful, I was like, oh my god, he's Klaus from the Vampire Diaries. But he's not. He's really not. He's, I don't think I like this man. Maybe he'll get better at the end, and at the end I'll love him, but I'm not sure. Also, I think it's really interesting that Celine doesn't remember anything, but for the plot it's really annoying because she doesn't remember anything that happened. So a lot of the time we're like either guessing something or it's being repeated because she doesn't remember it. However, saying that, I really like Celine's familiar, Nero, and I really like the friendship between Celine and Sybil. Like, they would literally do anything for each other, and I love that. I just don't know, the writing's kind of weird because it's a fantasy, but there's like phones and like really modern language, and I don't know how I feel. I really don't, because other than like what is that book called, Crescent City other than Crescent City, I haven't really read a fantasy like that, I don't think. Maybe the XX, but the XX is not that deep, and this is like really deep, and it's, Memnon is from 2,000 years ago but is in the modern world, and he has just adapted and he just understands, and I don't know how I feel. And they're like talking Latin, ancient Latin, but it's a modern world. I don't know, genuinely I don't think I'll know how I feel about it until it ends. So we're gonna carry on. I actually do already own book 2 in this series though, so I probably will finish the duology because I do own them both, but I just don't know. I'm like confused, and I've been confused the whole way through, so I'm not sure. But I'll next update you when I finish it, and hopefully I'll have some better thoughts and a rating for you. Okay, I have just finished Bewitched, and I'm genuinely, I don't know what's going on. I will say that I do feel like I'm going to enjoy the second one more. I think the main thing I didn't like with this one was that Celine didn't remember anything. I think I've mentioned this before. It was just kind of annoying, and I don't really like, sorry for the lighting change, I don't really like Memnon, who is the love interest, but I feel like the second one is going to be better. I don't know why, but I just have that feeling. So I probably will read the second one because, as I said before, I do own it anyway. But I think I'm going to give this one 3 stars. If you're looking for like a witchy fantasy romance that's set in like a modern world, then I'd recommend this. But yeah, I just personally wasn't really a fan of the love interest, so I think that brought my opinion down a bit. But I'm giving it 3 stars, which is still good. Like, I enjoyed it, it's just not like a favourite of mine. I will be reading the second one. But this means, guys, this is so exciting, hold on. This means that we only have 1 book left on my October TBR Today is currently the 25th of October, so we have like six days left of October, which means if I read this book within the next 6 days, then I will have finished my October TBR, and I'm going to be so proud of myself. So the next book we're reading is Bride. I will say I don't feel like I'm in the mood for this because I've just read like a witchy romance, and now this is a vampire werewolf romance, but it's October and this is the perfect time to read these kind of books. So although I don't really feel like I'm in the mood for it, I am going to read it, and I do really want to read it. Yeah, so this one is slightly shorter than Bewitched. It's 396 pages. I've heard mixed reviews, but I love Ali Hazelwood typically, so here we go. Last book on my October TBR. Let's fricking go. I am here to give an update on Bride. So I started reading this yesterday. I'm on page 126, which is chapter 10, and I'm really enjoying this. I did actually start this book like months ago. I think I read just the prologue and then put it down. I can't remember why. But basically this follows a girl called Misery, who is a vampire, and a werewolf, an alpha werewolf called Lo, who are basically, they have this arranged marriage to try and form an alliance between the vampires and the werewolves. Basically in this world, the humans, werewolves and vampires are all divided, and to basically form an alliance with the humans, the vampires send over like one of their children to live in the human world, and the human world send over a human child to live in the vampire world. And it's sort of just, they're called collaterals, so it's basically if a war was to break out, or if either the vampires or the humans were to do something that goes against the alliance, then the child would die. So it's basically to stop there, to deter the humans from doing anything to vampires, and to deter the vampires from doing anything to humans, basically. And Misery was this collateral when she was younger, so she grew up in the human world. She had a human best friend, and these, or I suppose it's sort of the main plot is the arranged marriage, and then the subplot is following Misery figuring out where her childhood friend Celine went. Is her name Celine or Selena? I forgot. It might be Selena or Serena. Hold on. Serena. I'm getting confused between Bewitched, who's the main character, was called Celine. Okay, so Misery's best friend from the human world, Serena, went missing, and Misery basically agrees to this arranged marriage because she thinks that Lo potentially had something to do with the disappearance of Serena, and so the subplot is Misery trying to figure out where her friend went. I'm really enjoying the subplot because I'm interested. I want to know where Serena is, and if Lo is involved. There is also a really cute little girl in this book called Anna, who was like Lo's like younger sister, and children in books are really hit and miss for me, but I really like Anna. She's like, children are so outspoken and they just don't care, and Anna is very much like that. She doesn't get Misery's name right ever. She just says what's on her mind. It's so cute and I really like her. Lo is very much an alpha, like you can tell he's the alpha, and yeah, I really like it. There's also like technology in this world, so it's more of an urban fantasy, just like Bewitched was. So yeah, there's that. I love Ali Hazelwood's writing anyway, so I'm really enjoying this so far, and yeah, no complaints. Okay, hello. This is perhaps some of the worst lighting in the world, so do forgive me. But I finished Bride, and today is the 29th of October, so I have finished my October TBR in October, so I'm really proud of myself. So I'm here to give you an update on, or the final update for Bride, and my rating and my opinions. So this book is very spicy, and I did not like the spice at all. It was kind of gross to me.
I just didn't like, there was a certain aspect about the spice that I just didn't like, to do with the werewolf and vampire anatomy, more the werewolf anatomy. I just didn't like that. It made me feel gross. So I didn't like that. I also feel like the mystery that wraps up at the end, I feel like it just wasn't explained, or not that it was rushed, but I just don't feel like it made that much sense to me. I feel like it could have been done better. Yeah, I just didn't love that ending. Yeah, I don't know, I'm really conflicted. And this is sad because I love Ali Hazelwood usually, and I love vampires and werewolves, but this just wasn't it for me. I'm gonna give it a 3-star, and I would recommend it, but I just personally, it's just not my favourite Ali Hazelwood, and I wouldn't read it again. However, if there was perhaps a sequel to this one, which I feel like there could be because of the ending, I would probably pick it up. But it just isn't my favourite Ali Hazelwood book I've ever read. So yeah, I'm gonna settle on 3-star, which is what I also gave Bewitched, I'm pretty sure, or maybe I gave that 3.5, I don't know. But yeah, so I've finished this, which means I've finished my October TBR. So that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've read either of these books, especially this one, if you've read this book, please tell me what you thought. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.